effects of God.
For example, the creation, your eye. The way you're created, your body, your kidney, your lungs, your heart.
I'm not created.
You're not created?
No.
Okay, so where did you come from?
It's a live semen from the bollocks of my dad.
Where did it come from? Where did it come from?
United with a fucking egg from my mother.
Where did the bollocks of your dad come from?
Haywan Menawi,
Yes.
Abu Wayda.
I don't know Arabic.
And they made Janine.
Okay, can you tell me who gives the sperm the knowledge to swim to the egg? Who says, go, race? Who does that?
That's begging the question.
I'm asking.
That's begging the question, fellas.
Well, I'm begging
When
it.
you say, yeah, you're begging it, okay, you're fallible.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. I'm fallible.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
begging.
going to answer a fallible question.
How is it a fallible question? Me asking, how does the sperm have the knowledge?
Who? By saying who,
Okay,
then you
what?
demanded the
No
answer
problem.
will be a person.
What gives the knowledge?
What gives the knowledge?
What gives the knowledge to the sperm?
Intelligence.
Where the intelligence? Okay, if there's intelligence, then it requires intelligent designer.
No.
Okay, so if there's
Begging the
intelligence,
question again.
okay, no problem. Do you believe that there's intelligence in this or information? Do you agree there's information in this book?
I read this book.
Any book. Argument's sake, if it's a different book. Argument's sake, does this book have information?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that information require intelligence?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, so are you telling me that this has information, but there's no intelligence behind it?
Information?
Information. There's information. Information requires intelligence.
You know what information is?
What do you mean by that?
You know what information is?
What information is? I don't know the exact definition. What does it tell me?
No, but information can be also anything.
No, of course.
Also the atom is information.
Of course.
The electron
of
is
course.
information.
Yes.
Yeah,
So if
right.
there's information, there's intelligence, like DNA.
No.
DNA. Okay. Does DNA have information?
Cut.
No, that's not cut the chase. Why?
No, because I want to go to the core.
I'm going to the core.
No.
I'm at the core.
The core is you have to prove your God with objective evidence.
I am.
Do you have objective evidence?
Yes. Do you believe that the DNA has information?
Did you hear that, guys?
Yes.
This person has an objective evidence for his God. That means a Nobel Prize is ready.
I'm ready to receive it. If
Nobel
anyone's got
Prize and Templeton Prize. $2 million for you.
I don't need the money. As long as I prove it, that's fine.
Objective evidence.
Okay. I'm asking a simple question. Do you believe that the DNA has information?
You said you had objective evidence. Answer the question. Give me one.
Do you accept that DNA has information? I'm just asking a simple question.
Running around.
You acting like I'm asking you who wants to be a millionaire question.
Running around. That's not the objective evidence.
Okay, I'm just asking.
You know what objective evidence means?
Okay. I'm just asking
Yeah.
a simple question. Does DNA have information?
Yeah.
Okay, good. If there's information,
Genetic information.
no problem.
Information,
No
yeah.
problem. If there's information, it requires intelligence.
Not necessarily.
Okay, can you tell me why not necessarily?
Why not necessarily? I can give you something, a phenomenon in nature.
Tell me.
Snowflakes.
Okay.
Yeah? Snowflakes. Have you seen a snowflake?
Yes, on a microscope. Yeah.
The hexagon
Yeah.
shape of
yes,
it?
Yes.
No intelligence required. It's just a chemical bond.
Oh no. Sorry, 1 second. Those chemical bonds have properties to make that.
Yeah.
It's a pattern. If there is pattern, then there's someone who designed it.
No.
Yes. Can you tell me how you get a pattern?
You question the designer.
No.
While you're not proving the designer itself.
I am.
Asking for the proof,
I am.
Proof of the
I'm
designer.
saying those things that you're talking about have the innate properties to give it that shape. You're saying it came from nothingness. I'm
No, I'm
saying,
not saying it came from nothing.
okay, where did it come from?
No.
Okay, where did the properties to make the snowflake that shape come from?
Physics.
Really?
What?
Really?
Atomic structure of the...
One second.
Physically, it's
One
wrong?
second. Are you telling me blind processes gave rise to this?
What do you mean by
Do you
blind
read?
processes?
For example, are you telling me that the snowflake to the DNA, to the atoms, which have information, all of them have information, you're telling me this just comes from physics? What do you mean by physics? What does that mean?
Physics is an explanation.
No, physics tells you how it works, not why it works the way it works.
why I'm
Thank
saying
you.
it's
So
an
you're talking
explanation.
about how it works. I'm asking you why it works like that.
Why is begging the question? You demand
No,
the
why?
reason
So
behind it.
where did it come from? I'm asking a simple question. What gave it these intelligence, information to the DNA, to the snowflake, to you, to the atoms? There is information. Where does this information come from? It requires intelligence.
The honest answer, we don't know. You claim the knowledge while you're not providing any
Very simple.
evidence.
To me, it's very simple. If there is information, there has to be intelligence. And if there is intelligence, of course it does. Give me a contrary argument to something that there is information but has no intelligence.
I gave you the snowflake.
No. The snowflake has information. You're saying it's the science of the gaps. We don't know what it is. We're not going to say it's not God. So what I'm saying is, where does this information come from? Did it come from nothing or somewhere?
It come from natural processes of physics.
Natural processes are blind processes. So blind.
You can call it blind. You can
No,
call it
you can't.
random.
No, you can't because
You
it's.
can call it sotfa.
No, you can't.
The Muslims, they love sotfa.
No.
Coincidence. There is no coincidence in science.
No. Exactly. So you're a determinist. So, yes.
You can call me whatever.
No problem. If you say, I agree with you, in science there is no chances.
So far, there is no objective evidence for God.
We'll let people decide. So you believe as in
haven't given
science,
any.
we'll let people decide. You
haven't
believe,
given any.
brother, you believe in science,
haven't
that
given
science
any.
there is no chance. I've given you many.
You haven't given any.
Brother, I said, where did the information come from the
Objective
snowflake?
evidence
You said
can be
physics.
measured.
You
It
said
can be measured.
physics.
You haven't given any
Can you
evidence
measure,
that we can measure God.
can you measure dark matter?
Yes.
No, you can't.
Oh my God.
You see the...
Do you realize you're speaking with a fucking PhD in astrophysics?
Well, you're
We
doing
can
bad.
fucking
You're
measure-
doing bad.
We can
I'm not even a
fucking measure dark
PhD.
matter, brother.
You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, you cannot touch it, you cannot hear it, you cannot
can
feel it.
measure it.
Look, brother, it doesn't
Please
exist.
open Google. Open the
Forget
measurement of
Google.
dark
You're
matter.
PhD, brother. You do PhD.
measure the gravity
brother,
of it.
brother. Can
The
you
head-
see?
the
Okay.
weight of it.
No, brother. You see the effects of it. You are a person who believes in science. For you're talking about you're like more materialistic in that sense, not in the money sense, yeah.
I am materialistic, you can say that.
No, not like that. Something that you cannot see, touch, feel, hear, or taste, you reject it. I gave you the example of dark matter. You said we see the effects, and I say to you, well, God exists. You don't see him, but you see the effect. You say no.
What is the effect of God?
1 second. You, the universe, our solar system, the gravitational force, all of these things are the impact of that.
Solar system. That's really nice. It's mentioned in your book that God created Earth
but you're not
before the
answering.
sun.
Can you tell me where it says that? Yeah.
اقرأ سورة الأعراف.
Okay. Sorry, let's go to
The
Arab.
Bible.
Maybe you got
No.
the
اقرأ سورة فصلت الآية.
Open it, sorry, open it. Open
Verse 8
it.
and
Someone
12.
open it. It's off topic, but someone open it.
Sure.
Someone open it for me. So open Surah Fussilat, no problem.
سورة فصلت.
Yes. Which ayah?
Verse 8 to 12.
Okay, open 8 to 12. While that's happening, can you see your consciousness? No, we're coming to that. That's separate. We're coming to that. I'm not going nowhere. That's coming to that. Can you see your consciousness?
It's a wrong question.
Can you see your
It's a
consciousness?
wrong question. I'm not going to answer the wrong question.
No, you know why you're not going to answer? Because you know you can't see your consciousness, but you believe it exists.
No, we can
This
see-
is
we
the
can see the
hypocrisy.
effect of
No,
it.
you cannot. Show me the effect.
Have you ever heard the MRI, fMRI?
No, they are just scans. The scans. 8 and 9.
12.
8 and 12. You
8 to
cannot.
12.
You cannot see the consciousness.
We can see.
No, you
we can
cannot.
see the effect of
You
it.
cannot. You cannot. You cannot.
Functional.
Show me.
magnetic
Okay.
Resonance imaging.
I'm gonna believe-
Can show even.
No,
how
it
the
cannot.
memory
No,
is
it's not.
forming
No.
live.
That is not consciousness.
We can see the thoughts.
That
we
is
can
not
see the parts
conscious.
of your
No, you
brain
cannot see
where you are
thoughts.
angry,
You
where
cannot
you're
see thoughts.
memory,
No,
where you're happy,
you're
where
talking
you're
about the
sad.
functions of the brain of memory. What is responsible to seeing? No, it's not.
Collective-
No, it's not. There is a whole
collective-
discussion if the consciousness is even connected to the brain. So I'm asking a question. I'm going to believe in your consciousness. 1 second. 1 second, bro. I'm going to believe in consciousness if you can see it, if I can touch it, if I can feel it, if I can taste it, and if I can hear it.
Why?
Because I'm going with your worldview.
You're pushing it to that.
Can I
You're
see?
pushing it to
Can I
that
see
way.
consciousness?
We can see the effects of it.
Okay, show me consciousness. I want to see. Look, I'm
check
showing you
MRI
what.
imaging.
Thank you. MRI imaging is just showing you a graph of effects the brain is having. I'm talking about consciousness. Say to me, Ali, here's my consciousness. You can't. So then don't say. Then you shouldn't use your argument that if I can't see, I don't believe because it shoots you in the foot.
Question and you,
No,
you
brother.
Make me obligatory to answer.
You know
the
why,
wrong
brother?
question.
Because you're saying I believe in the matter, what I see, but now you believe in dark matter, you can't see. You believe in consciousness,
I can
you
measure
can't
it.
see. You cannot
I
see
can
it.
measure it.
Double standards. This is why I say
double
that
standards.
it's not
Something I
fair,
can
brother.
measure.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
That's
If you're going to use
objective
the criteria should be, brother, not matter. Because the moment you say that, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Why? Because you believe in things you don't see, taste, smell, touch, or hear.
Yeah, even electrons
Thank
you
you.
don't see.
Thank you. But you believe they
everything
exist.
electronic around you.
Can you see it?
made from
But that's my point. You believe in things you don't see. But I tell you God exists, you say no, I don't believe him.
You know why?
Why?
Because I have the 3 assumptions.
What's assumptions?
What's an assumption?
What's these assumptions that you have?
I exist. The universe exists. That's the first.
How do you know? How do you know it's not the Matrix?
It's an assumption.
Okay, good. It's an assumption. Okay, good. You're right. It's an assumption. Okay, can you prove it? You
It's an
can't.
assumption.
Exactly. I believe that I'm a dinosaur.
You can't.
Yes. And I believe I live in Pluto.
You can.
Yes. And I fly up. And I fly on
by
Fridays.
By truth.
No, I believe it's an assumption.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see people are laughing at me? You know why? Because it is a assumption that is absurd.
Yeah.
Yes, but we know to make the best inference to the explanation to the best inference is that we look at our universe and we see that there's intelligence. If there's intelligence, there has to be an intelligent designer. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
According to your logic, you're gonna go now to special pleading because the intelligent designer it means intelligence. It requires also another intelligent
No, it
designer
doesn't.
design.
No, that's infinite regress. The intelligent being has to be necessary.
Yeah, you see, special pleading.
No, it's not special pleading.
Exactly.
It's not, because
Exactly.
if not, then you have
everything has a designer
Yes.
except my
the
God
designer.
has not a
100%.
designer.
You know why? Because if the God had a designer, then we have the fallacy of infinite regress, which is who created that designer that created that designer.
Infinite
you
regress
have
is not fallible, by the way.
It is.
It's not
No,
fallible.
I said it's the fallacy of infinite regress.
No, it's not a fallacy.
Why is it not a fallacy?
In mathematics, it's not a fallacy.
I'm not talking about
mathematics.
In mathematics, there is infinite.
Is logic.
In mathematics, no, it's abstract.
Math is logic.
I know it's logic.
Yeah.
But in mathematics, can you have infinite?
Yes.
Good. But in the real world, can you have infinite? No. No, you cannot.
Yes.
Okay, show me infinite in the real world.
The radiation.
No,
of the
they're all
sun.
finite. They're all finite. The sun is
The
finite.
radiation of the
It's
sun.
finite.
What is finite?
It's finite.
Can you count it?
Anything is finite. No.
you count it?
No, it's finite. If I
infinite.
No, it's not.
It's infinite
No, it's not.
radiation.
No, it's not.
What is it now?
No, it's not. The radiation. If the sun is not there, is there radiation from the sun? We're talking about specifically the sun.
We're talking about the radiation that comes from the sun right now.
Okay, if the sun didn't exist,
Now you've given a hypothesis.
thank you. So therefore, the sun requires to exist for us to get radiation, which shows its dependency.
It doesn't matter, but
It does, but-
He said the proof.
Brother, you said you're a
infinite. Proof
PhD.
infinite.
Look at what you're saying to me,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Look at what you're saying. You're saying to me it's infinite,
I'm a PhD,
but
and you don't know that we can measure the dark matter. Come on, bro.
For my
Check this,
research,
check
you
your
cannot
fucking
taste. You
Google.
can't. I don't need Google. I've already done my research. The point I'm saying is
exactly.
this:
That's why
you said the radiation is infinite, but it relies on the sun. It's dependent.
I'm not saying about the independency. We're talking about the infinite.
I'm talking about dependency.
We're talking about infinite.
I'm talking about
You see
dependency.
the jumping now from
I didn't jump
infinite
nowhere.
to depends.
No.
And that is something else.
No, I
We're
said
talking about infinite now, right?
infinite doesn't exist in the real world. I
You
said
know
to
the light
demonstrate.
bulb. You know the light bulb? Neon.
Yes.
This actually has infinite radiation.
No. Do you know what infinite is? Something that has no beginning or end.
Oh boy. No, not necessarily.
It doesn't exist in the real world.
Not necessarily. It doesn't
Okay,
have a beginning
okay.
and an
If there
end.
is, okay, if there's infinite.
Between 1 and 2, you can divide those numbers
Brother,
into infinite.
brother,
between 1 and 2,
The moment,
there is limits.
the moment,
1
the
and 2,
moment,
and you can divide
the
between
moment
them
you
infinitely.
divide, take away, you add to infinite, it's not infinite anymore. If I have infinite amount of biryanis and I eat 2 biryanis, how many biryanis do we have?
You see, if you understand mathematics, you know that there is no subtraction
Mathematics is abstract.
and no plus.
Brother,
in
mathematics is
infinite.
abstract. You're talking about a world that is abstract. I'm telling you, in the real world, infinite doesn't exist. And you
Really?
can't prove it. You can't
How
prove
big is the
it.
universe? Where is the limit?
It's no, it's limited.
It's limited.
Yes, the universe.
The
you know,
universe is limited.
Yes, it's independent as well. Yes.
That is rubbish.
It is rubbish. No problem.
Please.
Let's no problem. Let's go to the recycle bin. Let's see if it's rubbish. 1 second. Do you believe the universe is independent? Is the universe billions? Billions.
No,
How many? How many? How many?
At the moment, they think there's about 35 trillion.
Thank you. That is dependency. You just gave it a number. How could it be infinite? Oh, it's
an
infinite.
estimate.
Thank
That's
you.
an estimate.
The fact that you can give estimates dependency. Are you really PhD?
No.
Brother. Let's suppose it's 500 quadrillion. The moment you give it a number, it is dependent. So how did you say no, sir?
It's an estimation.
You just disagreed with me and you said there are 34 billion. That shows its dependency.
Actually, 34 trillion.
Trillion, even better. Trillion, the fact that you can give it a number shows its dependency.
So it's not infinite.
So it's not infinite.
Oh, that's the only known number they know at the moment.
But that is dependency.
That's the known number they know.
Okay, do you know what's the second law of thermodynamics? Energy cannot be created or destroyed, yeah?
That's the first law.
First law, thank you very much, first law, yeah? First law of thermodynamics is energy cannot be created or
I
destroyed,
am not
okay?
a PhD, you are, right?
No, this one you did.
Second law.
No. You know, if you know it, yes. So it's first law, not second law, okay? Now, the point is this. If energy cannot be created or destroyed, that means that, for example, it doesn't mean that it is infinite. It means that...
it's eternal.
No, it does not mean it's eternal. You know why? Because the fact that we have a limited amount of energy in our universe shows its dependency. I'll repeat again. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, yeah? For example, we as Muslims, we believe in Jannah. Jannah is eternal, post-eternal. It eternally relies on God for its existence. So energy is the same thing. We say energy cannot be created or destroyed in a closed system, yeah? Therefore, if it's in a closed system, if there's a set amount and it cannot be created or destroyed, it's dependent. Tell me why I'm wrong.
The PhD, let's correct you.
Please correct me.
Isolated system. Energy cannot be destroyed.
Okay, what do you mean by isolated system?
Okay. Physics 101. This is a closed system. It means it can radiate heat to the system around it.
Okay.
And it can also get heat
Yes.
from the system around it.
Okay.
So it can get energy.
Yes. So in this closed system, yeah?
An isolated system.
An isolated system.
A system that cannot exchange energy, heat, matter.
Okay, so is our universe an isolated system?
Yes?
Therefore, is it dependent? Within our universe, it is dependent.
Habibi Ali.
Yeah.
Really, for real. For real, give me a break.
How long?
Give me a break.
How long?
Man. No, but really. You're
I'm just looking for answers. I'm trying to get answers.
Let's go back to the verses of the Surah.
No, we can go back to the rest, but you're going away from this topic.
No,
We're
no,
really
I'm not going
You
away,
are because it's
dependency. It means
infinite
it
doesn't
can
exist in the world.
It can exchange
What's your
energy
name?
and heat.
Hassan. Ali, nice meeting you. Yeah? What I'm saying is, brother Hassan, is that infinite doesn't exist in the real world. Yeah, my claim is that I know energy cannot be created or destroyed in an isolated system, but the point is this: because it can, for example, if I set this on fire, this hasn't disappeared; it's just changed form. I agree with that, but it's changed form to something, and the cycle will continue. But what I'm saying is, if you go to the source, which is, I believe, the necessary being, I believe Allah created it, gave rise to it. This system that we have, it's not infinite, because we know our universe is either dependent or independent.
I get your point.
That's what I'm saying.
But according to physics,
Yeah.
an isolated system,
Yeah.
if it requires a God, then he must be inside that system.
Why? I just want to know.
It's an isolated system. The name says it by itself. It's an isolated system.
Okay, why does God need to be in the system? I'm just trying to understand. Please teach me. I want to learn.
Because the energy inside the system. So he has to manipulate the energy inside the system.
Okay.
It cannot be outside the system.
Okay, so we believe Allah is outside the creation. So we say when Allah wills it, Allah gives it these properties. For example, we don't know if you get a seed and put it on the floor, it drops on the floor, it might turn into a tree. We say Allah gave the properties for the earth to exist, for the seed to fall. So it's automatically, instantly willed to God. It all goes back to God Almighty. So we're not seeing it as blind processes. So we believe energy is created by Allah. The fact that it cannot be created or destroyed is willed by Allah. It has those properties to do that.
That's contradictory.
Okay, how?
The energy cannot be created. Then how
No. Listen to what I'm saying. In an isolated system, yeah, we're talking about when the universe. I believe the universe is dependent, and I believe it depends on Allah. So therefore, this isolated system of the universe was willed by Allah, and the properties that's happening inside, which cannot be created or destroyed, there's an initial process of creation. From that moment onwards, this is what we believe. I'm saying. Okay, good. So we believe that Allah willed it. This isolated system now has its operations within it, which is what? The energy within it cannot be created or destroyed. It is a function. That's all we're saying.
Then it's a matter of faith, brother.
No, it's a matter of if, for example, the universe is either dependent or independent. Do you believe it's dependent or independent?
I believe it's independent.
It's what?
Independent.
Good. Now, Brother Hassan, if you believe it's
Based on
independent,
the energy itself.
no problem. If you believe it's independent, me and you agree on something. We agree that we require an independent, call it a being, call it whatever you like. You give that title to the universe, I give it to Allah.
I give it to energy.
You give it to energy. So we will say that your God is universe. I will. Why? No, but let me tell you. But let me tell you why.
I wouldn't worship energy.
No, but let me tell you why. But the fact that you believe it made our universe, you are in a nutshell giving the attributes that belong to Allah to universe. Now,
At least I have evidence.
okay, good. Now I say,
Physical evidence.
okay, good. My definition.
Yours, you have faith.
No, I don't have faith. Christians, they have full faith. With me, I have aql, is what logic. Now,
Leave
independency.
the Christians. I kick their asses.
Yeah, that's good. Together we'll join that. Yeah, okay. So now, Brother Hassan. Now, if my definition of independent being is the following: it has to be necessary, self-sufficient, not composed of pieces, and cannot be any other way.
ليس كمثله شيء.
Good. Okay. Now, anything that is dependent is something that requires something else for its own existence, is composed of pieces, and it can be any other way. Now, do you accept that energy is a form of, it's a piece? Like it's composed of pieces? Good, it's substance. We agree that energy can be any other way. You can change form. Good. I say that is dependent. The fact that it's dependent, I say, what does it depend on? It has to depend on a necessary being. That's my argument. So when you said, I believe energy is, the universe is independent, I'm disproving that by saying if it was independent, it would not be composed of pieces and it could not be any other way. We know our universe can be any other way and it's composed of pieces. Therefore, it is dependent. If it is dependent, what is it dependent on? Which is is Allah. That's my argument.
It's still based on faith.
No. I give logical. Okay, no, it's faith. I didn't say. Uncle,
Because
Hassan, I didn't say let's go.
You didn't give anything physical. You didn't give anything physics.
No, Uncle, I did.
Physically.
Okay.
It's a leap of faith and the mu'min that God created. And I don't mind that. That's your faith.
No, I promise you I'm not giving faith. I repeat again. My definition of dependency is the following. Something that depends on something else for its existence. Yeah? Okay, guy, Javi, 1 second, because I can't hear the brother, yeah? Number one, if it's composed of pieces. Number two, if it can be any other way.
The first premise.
Premise.
Is wrong.
Why is it wrong? Is energy not composed of pieces?
Energy is independent.
No, 1 second.
Cannot be created or destroyed.
No.
It's not dependent on anything.
No. The fact that there is a set amount shows its dependency.
Set amount?
Yes. Trillion, quadrillion, whatever you want to call it. The fact that the energy is in an isolated system, the system is limited. Even though the energy cannot be created or destroyed within the isolated system, it is still limited. So that's why I was saying.
Equals zero.
Sorry?
Equals zero.
What equals zero?
Energy.
What do you mean equals zero?
The whole total amount of energy in the universe is actually close to zero.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Why?
There is, it's like positive and negative. So the positive is the energy,
Okay.
and what equalizes it is the gravity. So they equalize each other, it becomes zero.
Okay,
They annihilate each other, let's say.
okay, but it has those properties. So what I'm saying is that to me, something that's composed of pieces, something that can be any other way, is dependent. I know the universe is composed of pieces. I know the universe can be any other way. No, but 1 second. That's my argument. If it's composed of pieces and it can be any other way, I say that thing is dependent. You said the universe is independent. I say it cannot be independent because it is composed of pieces. You're a piece, I'm a piece of the universe. Therefore, if I die, it's not the same universe. Of course, it's the universe, but without me, it's not going to be good. It's going to be a bit boring. Yeah. So I'm joking. Yeah. So my wife might differ with that. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Come to my janazah, please, with sadaqah jariyah. So it cannot be. It can be any other way. Yeah. So therefore, if the universe is composed of pieces and it can be any other way, it is not independent anymore. It is dependent. What does it depend on? Now that thing that it depends on has to be independent. If it's not, then we have dependency dependent on dependency. Then we can have an infinite regress. That's why we don't do the special pleading. We say that being has to be self-sufficient, necessary, cannot be composed of pieces, and cannot be any other way. That's why it is necessary, and that's where everything stops there.
It's outside the universe.
It's outside the universe. It's created the universe. That's my argument.
But that's still faith.
No, I can't. You said to me, say it.
Let me make it clear for you. It's the same faith as some physicists say that is universes outside our universe. It's also faith. Thank you. It's not based on evidence. They're the same thing.
That's a theory.
It's a hypothesis.
It's a hypothesis, okay. Yeah.
More than a theory, to be honest. But yeah, it's the same faith.
But it's not, but I gave argument. I didn't give faith. I didn't say blind. Just believe. No, but I didn't say Allah exists. Just believe Him.
No, but yours, you have a Sharia, you have a laws.
That's put that to a side. That's religion. But I didn't come to you with faith. I came to you with a logical argument.
No, it's not logical.
I did, but tell me why not? I told you my definitions of dependency and independency.
You push the energy to be dependent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me why not?
Energy is independent. You said it yourself.
No, it's not.
It cannot be destroyed or created.
But okay, for example, we believe Jannah cannot be created.
Creation is something out of nothing. That's the literal.
No.
That's the literal Islamic.
We believe that something can come from nothing. In what sense? Allah wills it. You believe without an agent it comes from nothing, which is an impossibility.
I'm not saying it's not coming from nothing.
Okay, good. So, okay, good. If it cannot come from nothing, where did it come from?
It's eternal.
Okay, what's your evidence that it's eternal?
The first law of thermodynamics.
Which is what?
It cannot
Energy?
be created, it cannot be destroyed.
In a thank you. An isolated system, I'm saying, is dependent.
How can an isolated
Very simple. This bottle that I have, inside it, let's say this water
Can
is
somebody
energy.
please open Google and just write isolated system?
Can you guys open, please, just help him, just write isolated system.
That's just to show him.
Yeah, just write isolated system. Write isolated system. Now, I'm saying, imagine this is the isolated system, yeah? In it is energy that cannot be created or destroyed. It's just going to be here for forever, argument's sake, yeah? That is dependent because it eternally relies on the necessary being for its existence.
No.
Yes, that's my argument.
Yeah, but
yes, so what's the
exactly. So as you see,
Yes.
let's click on this.
Yeah.
So you see, guys,
Yes.
isolated system cannot receive energy, cannot
Yes.
radiate energy,
Yes.
cannot receive heat.
Thank you.
Closed system, it can exchange only heat, which in other words, energy.
Yes.
And an open system, your argument would
Yes.
work with an open system.
No, it works with all of them. You know why? Because you said, for example,
going to receive Nobel Prize, brother.
thank you, please send it to my house. Yeah.
Really?
Okay. So in an isolated system, it cannot receive or give.
Yeah.
Good. I have no problem with that. I'm saying it is still limited. The fact that it cannot be created or destroyed, I accept that premise. First law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can change form. Fully accept. Perfect. What I'm saying is this though, you're claiming this makes it infinite. I say no.
Unless it's infinite.
Okay. Eternal. Okay.
Yeah.
I say no. Because the fact that we ask a question, number one, can you prove that it is eternal in the sense of its existence, not inside the isolated system? Because the fact that it's isolated and there's a specific system shows that it is dependent. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about inside, I'm talking about the outside.
You're pushing the dependency without providing any evidence.
No, I am. I'm saying inside it cannot be created or destroyed.
Yeah.
But the system within itself is dependent.
How do you know?
Because it cannot be eternal, it can be infinite. It cannot be.
But you're not providing any
I did.
evidence.
I did. Very simple. Is the isolated
you, I don't
system?
have to have the problem
Okay,
with faith.
okay, Brother Hassan.
It's freedom.
Brother Hassan, is it energy composed of pieces?
Yeah.
Can it be any other way? Like
Heat, electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dependent.
Yeah.
It's dependent. But that's my argument. I'm saying my definition of dependency is that something composed of pieces and something can be any other way is dependent, because the opposite of that is
You're
the
pushing
opposite.
dependency.
No, I'm not.
You're pushing without providing
Yes, no, I am. But I'm giving my definitions. Composed of pieces can be any other way. Those two properties are in the closed, isolated system. Therefore, requires the independent being, which is not composed of pieces, the opposite, which cannot be any other way. Therefore, this is my argument.
All right. I accept it. Still based on faith. I accept it.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Of course.
Forgive me if I got a bit passionate.
No.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
please, let's go back to the verses, please.
Yes, no, let's go to the verses, yeah. Surah Fussilat, verse, I'll open my mic.
I can read it
Where's my phone?
if you want.
Yes. So, Jabi, cut this and do it again because there's no discussion.
All right. So. All right. So here it says قل إنكم تكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض في يومين وتجعلون له أندادا ذلك رب العالمين. So
Why are you not Muslim? Look at your recitation. Wallah, I'm the Hafiz of the Quran.
I can read Arabic.
Wallah,
I can read Arabic.
yeah, I can read it. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. Please,
right.
this is.
وجعل فيها رواسي من فوقها وبارك فيها وقدر فيها أقواتها في 4 أيام سواء للسائلين. And then it says ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان فقال لها الأرض ائتيا طوعا أو كرها قال أتينا طائعين. And then so he started with Earth, created Earth first.
No, can I read it, please?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Yeah. So where is it from? And okay, so I'll read it from it. Say, do you indeed disbelieve in the one who created the earth in 2 days and attributed his equals? That is the Lord of the worlds.
Yes.
And he placed on the earth firmly set mountains over its surface, and he blessed it and determined there its creatures sustenance in 4 days without distinction, for his information of those who ask. And then the next verse says, then he directed himself to the heavens while it was smoke, and said to it and the earth, come into being willingly or by compulsion. So where does it say the earth was created by the sun?
Yeah, continue.
I shall continue. Okay, sorry. And he completed them as 7 heavens within 2 days, and inspired them each heaven to its command. And we adorned the nearest heaven with lamps as protection. That is the determination of what exalted in might the knowing. Where is it? Where?
So he started with Earth first, and then he made the stars.
No. There's a misunderstanding. He says, Allah says we created the earth, and we turned to the heavens. Means the heavens were already created.
No.
Yeah, it does. So he says, Allah said, look, for example, if I came and said, for example, I made the football,
No, here I disagree
and then I
with you,
turned to the
because you know
football
why?
pitch.
You know why?
The football
Because-
pitch is there before that.
Because the ahadith of the Rasul,
Yeah.
they
Sallallahu.
they go in concurrence with that. That they say
Uncle
that
Hassan, you be an amazing Muslim. What's going on? The Quran is good. Rasulullah, Uncle Hassan, what's going on?
Alright.
What's going on?
Alright.
Mashallah, you got
Because-
beautiful
because I-
smile. Wallah,
because
smile,
I-
so nice charity, you get rewarded for it. Tell me what happened. We need to eat. Maybe let's go eat.
we
Wallah.
can have a talk on YouTube if you want. We can have
Even before that, are you?
friendly talk.
Do you define as leaving Islam, or you was never believed in faith? Like you never believed? And what's the reason?
I would say my family was a moderate Muslims. They were not
Okay.
like pushing us to pray.
Okay.
They were giving us the freedom
I
to pray or
I
not.
came to Islam 10 years ago. My family, they hate Islam. So different journeys. My family very liberal as well.
Yeah.
But what made you, like, obviously you said your family was So you wouldn't define you as a Muslim from the beginning?
So my mom and dad,
Yeah.
they're Hujjaj.
Okay. So how this beautiful man with his Quran recitation, what happened? Like, where is it where you say
Evidence.
Okay, but
Materialistic evidence. That's my problem. Let's
yes,
say.
I know, but uncle has.
Like,
You're younger than me.
Like my problem, I would say honestly, I don't want to have faith. I want to have a belief based on evidence.
But Islam, one thing I love about Islam is it doesn't have blind faith. Allah says in the Quran, yeah, do you not look at the creation of the heavens and the earth? Allah tells you use your aql. Allah doesn't say close your eyes, yallah. One thing I loved about Islam was it tells you use, do you not think, do you not ponder, do you not think, do you not ponder. So we don't have blind faith. Do you not, like Uncle Hassan, yeah? Sorry, I'm calling you Uncle, you're a young man, you look younger than, mashallah, more handsome than me.
43 years old.
No, don't try, you're 35, don't try, yeah? So the thing is this, that, but would you not say, like, if you look at it, when you observe, that there is, would you say, look, personally, do you think there's something else that happened for you to choose this path? Are you sure it's the evidence? Because sometimes I speak to certain people.
I believe that we are really an accumulation of reactions.
Okay, but where did these reactions come from?
Reaction.
True.
The reaction is our environment.
Okay,
It can be people, it can be country, it can be anything.
But do you not think that, for example, action-reaction, it's as if you're giving the attributes that belong to Allah to natural things? For example,
you could say that.
But this is why I believe, Brother Hassan, is that the difference between me and you is the following. It's as if we both believe in Allah. It's just you label Allah and give Allah's attributes, which is shirk, to material natural phenomena. I say,
you could say that.
Okay, I say, my brother Hassan, is that, look, to me it's like, I look around me, I ponder, I look in within myself. Like for example, like alhamdulillah, like recently my wife gave birth. To me, when I saw that, I was amazed. How could somebody disbelieve? Like it's beyond me, the child that's being born, yeah? And you know, when it suckles on the mother, it has this knowledge of suckling. It has this knowledge that is given. How can I attribute that to a random blind phenomena? It makes perfect sense for me, using my logic, not faith. Faith, like me, I believed in God before I came to Islam. Before I chose any religion, I knew God exists. It was a given. No, there was no doubt. All I wanted to know is which one is the true religion. Then I looked at Christianity and the Bible and the Old Testament and Islam. So to me, the thing that I would say, Brother Hassan, is that these things, I use my logic. I didn't use faith. To believe that God exists is the most basic principle. How could anybody deny that? I'm just amazed.
It's not a denial, it's a refusal.
Oh, good, but Shaitan also refused.
No, but denies means you have evidence and you say it doesn't exist. Like for example, you deny the sun.
Yes.
The sun we know, we have objective evidence to prove it. And you say you deny the existence of the sun. God is not proven like the sun, so we can deny it. It's an idea, it's a concept, it's a thought. So we can refuse, reject.
No, I don't believe it's a concept. I believe there's actual existence of God. So for example, I can be an extreme skeptic and even deny that I'm here.
That's up to you.
No, but would it be rational? But would it be rational if I came and said to you, I don't exist here, this is a computer game and somebody's controlling us?
Yeah.
How would you disprove me?
I would know, I would ask you for evidence.
I would say my evidence is I believe this.
You believe? Yeah, then I would say it's a belief based on no evidence.
Okay, good. So I would say...
I can reject it.
Yes, okay.
That.
But I would say I have strong evidence to believe that you don't exist.
What asserted without evidence can be refused.
That's fine. I just believe I exist. Therefore I am. Yeah, okay. So if I use this principle, I can question everything. I say that there is no sun. It seems like that to you.
Let's go, you're pushing it to the extreme.
But do you not think you're doing the same? I'm going one level beyond.
I'm just asking for one objective evidence for God.
But I've given you so much from the DNA, from dark matter.
Objective evidence. You're seeing the tree. You're seeing the galaxies.
Yes. But are they not science? What else do you need? You know, Allah to come down?
What do you say? God made them. But you didn't prove the root. You didn't prove God.
But you didn't prove dark matter. You showed the effects of it.
We can measure.
You show the effects.
Energy.
Measure in what sense? You see the effects of it.
Yeah.
So you know, for example,
the same thing with electron. We haven't seen the electron.
Good.
We can measure it.
But what I'm saying is the effects of God is me and you.
Yeah, but that's without proving it.
But that's without proving dark matter. You can't show me.
Again, we can measure it.
No, but you're measuring the effects of it. We are the effects of God. You're telling me the way I'm saying show me dark matter. You're saying show me Allah.
Yeah, but you say,
Oh,
okay, I get your point.
and
I
you
get your point.
thank you, that's what I'm saying.
You're saying that we are the effect of God.
Khalas.
The whole universe,
Yes.
the cosmos, we are the effect
Yes,
of God.
that's what I'm saying.
But he didn't prove God.
You didn't prove dark matter then. Do you get it? That's my point.
Dark matter is a physical thing. We can
No,
measure.
no, it's
We
not a
can
physical
measure
thing.
its effect.
It's not a physical thing. I promise you. I did a look. As far as I research, unless there's new finding, dark matter is something. It's not tangible. We see the effects and impacts of it. I'm saying the same way you come and say objective proof. Show me Allah. Or argument say. I'm saying we already believe in things without seeing them. Dark matter. Why double standards when it comes to God?
Because it's something we can measure.
But that's not fair.
Us, we cannot.
But we can
because
measure-
Us, you can attribute to anything.
I
any
can,
God.
not measure, but by looking at you, yeah, I'm saying this man is a handsome man. So I'm like, Allah, it must be beautiful. You know, alhamdulillah. No, Allah is about, you know, do you get what I'm trying to say? I look at you and say, look at this creation, yeah? Okay, subhanallah. You married?
But no, I'm not.
You're not married?
No,
I mean, the women have gone blind. Yani, what's going on here? I think everybody's throwing their gaze. So the point is what? I can say, for example, when I look at an art picture, I look at the art and I go, the person who made this must be an amazing person. Just by looking at the picture, I can, number one,
Yeah, but that's false analogy.
why?
Because we have evidence for the painter, we have evidence for the
How?
paint, we have
How?
evidence for the canvas,
How?
we have evidence for everything.
Okay, check this out. Tell me if I'm wrong.
And for God, we don't have the evidence of the painter, the God, the creator.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Who's got a phone? Can I borrow someone's phone? Okay, iPhone. Is it iPhone? You're on the Haq. No Samsung, yeah? On Batil. Okay. This phone, did you go to the factory to see it made?
I can go.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Good.
I can go at any second.
Good. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Good.
No.
So let's talk about this second now.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the factory. Did you go to the factory?
No.
Okay, do you believe this is designed?
Yes.
I believe it's designed.
Yeah.
By intuition, in the sense where I can look at certain properties, it's a specific shape. What's this in the back? It looks like a camera. There's some functionality, whatever it may be. You got some messages, yeah? So I look at this and say, I come to the conclusion that this is designed. I didn't go to the factory.
Yeah.
So, therefore, I do the same thing when it comes to the universe. Because I didn't go to the factory, which is God Almighty, but you and me believe that there's certain things that are designed without going to the factory, even though you can. But you haven't and you still believe it.
Yeah, but that's an accumulated knowledge because
No,
we have old mobile phones, we have the phones, we
no, but you
accumulated
haven't seen
knowledge,
it.
and then you
No,
realize
this
the
is
designer
no.
factory.
If you woke up in the desert
Yeah.
and you saw this device,
Yeah.
you don't know what it is. You will never say this is just came from nowhere. You will look at it and say, I can pick it up. So it's able to pick it up. It has corners. What's this? Oh, the light came on. You will look at it and say, well, hold on a second. There's some functionality.
That's based on my knowledge.
No, I said to you, you woke up in the desert.
Like, for
No
example-
prior knowledge.
For example, there is an island
Yeah.
outside India. It's called Sentinel.
Yeah.
Sentinel people.
Yes.
They have been separated from us,
No problem. Yeah.
like from 5,000 to up to 50,000 years ago.
wow, okay.
Separated from us.
Okay.
So if they find the device, they wouldn't come to that knowledge.
What would they come
of
to?
ours. That
What-
there is a designer, there is a factory.
Would
because
they-
they don't have even the concept of factory.
No
of
problem.
manufacture.
No problem. Would they come to the conclusion that this came from nothing or this was somehow made?
I don't know. I don't know.
Simple logic. These people who are in the island, even if they never came across.
They don't have the concept of manufacture.
No,
Sana'a.
no,
don't
they
that
have to
knowledge.
because for survival they have certain things that they use. So they know from trees and other things that they make their boats or whatever. They know that these functions are in place for them to make certain things for survival. When they come across something that's shaped in that way, they will have to come to the conclusion. Just the way I make my bamboo stick or whatever it may be, I make it a certain way, sharpen it so I can hit my prey. They know that. So therefore they would use that to come to the conclusion, not it's an iPhone. They won't know it's an iPhone. They want it's a phone.
Maybe.
But
Maybe not.
now that is the same thing. Allah in the Quran says, yes, that indeed in the creation of the heavens and the earth and in the alternation of the night and day, there are signs for those who have intellect. So I would say, if you're free, I can love to go pay for food. I would like to sit down.
No, it's okay.
Please.
It's okay. But we can talk on YouTube. We can talk on YouTube.
No, but listen, can you take my number? What? Like my telephone number, so we can meet outside Speaker's Corner.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can meet on YouTube if you want.
But how are we going to communicate?
I can give you my email.
Okay, email. Telephone number no better? WhatsApp? If I give you my number.
I don't use phone. I don't use phone.
Okay.
But you can give me your email if you want to.
Okay, let me give you my email.
Let's go on messages and save it.
Thank you guys. It was a very pleasant discussion with our brother Hassan.
Your email is
You know,
Ali.
if you come to Islam, you get 4 wives. Please. Where's some motivation? Hold on. Well, let me do it off camera. So, no, not Ali.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, can I just type it?
Yeah, sure.
So there's no. 'Cause otherwise, you know, these people, they try to.
So shall I make it brighter for you? Just a second.
Yeah, please.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Shop is okay?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, now it's bright. Right enough.
At hotmail.com.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle Hassan. It was a pleasure. It was nice learning from you as well.
Take it back.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Ali, you want to say anything, bro?
No.
Is there any more of me?
Hopefully not. Okay, Ali, let me have the mic.
Keep it.
Just to save battery. Okay, no, keep it. Just, yeah.
Oh, turn it off. Yeah.
Turn it off.
Ali, you need it.
Yeah. Is that my phone? Yeah, of course I need my phone. Is that what finish with it?
No, he hasn't.